Mr. Nicoletti, welcome to Mediabox. Your report on the reform of Dublin regulation adopted yesterday during the Parliamentary Assembly autumn session. So I would like to start with the Dublin regulation. Could you please remind us with a couple of words, what was the Dublin regulation? First start from there.
Yeah, thank you. What is the Dublin regulation? Because it's still in force, even if it is criticized, and in a certain sense we say that it collapsed due to the fact that we have not to do with hundreds or thousands of refugees, but with millions of refugees in the Mediterranean area. And the Dublin regulation is not, unfortunately, a European common asylum system. We are still waiting for this common European asylum system. It's just a regulation which wants to individuate the state which is responsible to take account of the application of asylum seekers. And this is the critical point, because the Dublin regulations says that is the country of first arrival of refugees that has to identify, register, and give assistance to the refugees. And this is why we criticize the Dublin regulation, because it is impossible for the country of first arrival to do that in a simple way, as Germany and Austria have understood, and they accepted many refugees in order to cooperate with the other countries. But we have to change this principle.
So from that point you mentioned that it has limited capacity, especially in today's mass migration problem. So do you think that it's really possible to have a common perspective or approach between the European states or the member states of the Council of Europe on this migration policies? Because there are different perspectives, different policies in countries. Do you believe that is it possible to create something new or more evaluated but common perspective?
I surely think that it is possible. There is already a legal basis for a common European policy on migration and refugee asylum. In the Lisbon Treaty, we have the provision of a European common status of refugees valid throughout the Union. We have European directives, we have decisions and resolutions of the Council of the Union, of the European Commission. We have just to implement this decision of the European Union. We need political decisions, but the legal basis is there, the economic means are there. What we need is the political will.
And to be more clear, what are your recommendations to the Parliamentary Assembly or member states so to have a real asylum system in Europe?
Yeah, what we propose is to institute the status of European refugee, so to apply the Lisbon Treaty through the mutual recognition of the decision of the different member states. We have already a mutual recognition of the negative decisions. When one member state rejects an application, this is recognized by all the members of the Union, and we propose that also in case of a positive answer of one member state, we need to have the same treatment. And then we need more strong commitment of the European Union for the identification, registration, and assistance. This cannot be only something that countries of first arrival have to do. We need more support for them. And what we have to do also is to take in a greater account, as we said, also the preferences of the refugees, not in the sense that we automatically allow them to go wherever they want, because we want a fair distribution of this burden among the different member states, but at the same time They are persons with their lives, with their families, relatives, friends, with their culture, and our European interest is to assist them and to integrate them in the best of the ways, not only for them, but also for the life of our societies. And so we have to treat them as we treat our citizens or every human being having the Lives project.
So congratulations for your report, and thank you for joining us on Mediabox, Mr. Nicoletti.
Thank you very much.